Welcome to our latest Hoopcast. Pat Dooley and Kevin Brockway of the Gainesville Sun. We're going to talk a little bit about Florida's game against Tennessee and also preview the next game, which is coming right up against South Carolina. And Kevin, I went to bed with about 10 minutes left in the game. It was just awful. Florida did not show up in Knoxville, and Tennessee rolled to an easy win.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the big thing is Florida played the zone, and you live with the zone, you die by the zone. Tennessee hit a bunch of shots, a bunch of three-pointers early, 8 for 19, and of course, you realize that Nick Calathis, your best player, you can't afford to get him in foul trouble. He gets two quick fouls within 17 minutes, and really, offensively, Florida looked a little rattled without him, just really didn't play well. 0 for 11 on fast break opportunities in the first half, 12 turnovers. They really couldn't, establish any kind of offensive flow, and no one really, other than Chandler Parsons a little bit, really stepped up without him there.
It's amazing. I've had people ask me this question. I don't know the answer. That for some reason Bruce Pearl just owns Billy Donovan, and it's easy to say now and last year, but even when the 04s were here, he found ways to beat them, and I don't know that I know the answer to it.
Yeah, I think that, I really thought a lot of it had to do with Lofton, because it always seemed like Lofton had big games, and he was 5-0 with Lofton and 0-1 without him. But, Scotty Hopson comes out of nowhere, has a huge game.
Done nothing this year.
Best game of the season, 20 points. Tyler Smith hits three of his first 4 3-pointers. But I don't know, maybe there's something to the fact that, Bruce recruits athletic, long guys, and matchup-wise, that's given Florida's teams a lot of problems over the years. I know some theories are about maybe Billy should slow him down because Bruce likes to run. Maybe you play a little bit slower. But Billy likes to run with them, and in some of those games, that's been to his detriment.
Well, and they'll have a chance to get back at them when they host Tennessee later in the year. But right now, they got a chance to get back at South Carolina, which of course gave Florida what may be the hardest loss in the history of the school. I mean, I don't know if there's ever been a game where a team just had it stolen away from them that way, or at least a Florida team. And now they get a chance. And I think, again, you find out they go get blown out in Knoxville. They come back home, got a quick turnaround, and they're playing a team that really kind of kicked them in the gut. We'll see how they respond to it.
Yeah, I think another big character test for them because, obviously if you go out and you don't play well and you lose this one, you got the bye to think about it, and then you go to Kentucky, Ruppert, another tough place to play. Then you're talking about the possibility of, a 3-game losing streak, which would really damage your NCAA tournament hopes. So I think it's important that, they come back tonight and respond in a positive manner and respond well. They certainly showed it in the Vanderbilt game after that tough loss to South Carolina. And, a lot of the players who were talking this morning about, or a lot of players are being asked about revenge. And, their comment is, if you get too caught up in revenge, what I mean, you kind of lose focus on the goal or the things that you're supposed to do in the process. So we'll see if they come out with a little bit of anger or fire, but I think it's going to be a tough matchup because Darren Horn has them playing very well right now.
Yeah, right now I think probably the SEC Coach of the Year, either him or the guy over at LSU. I mean, the 2 new coaches have done wonderful jobs, inherited some good players, but done a wonderful job. And I think for Florida, it's just a matter of taking care of the basketball against South Carolina. If they can do that, not turn it over, I think they can take care of them pretty easily.
Yeah, 18 turnovers the last time to 18 assists, and they're coming off an 18 turnover game.
Yep.
2 of their sloppier games of the season. They're just going to have to do a better job of taking care of the ball. And, another guy that really always kills them is Benillis on the perimeter. And he's a guy
he didn't do anything against anybody else.
Valdis Benillis, he's another guy. He's a Lithuanian guy who was Walter Hodges' teammate at Florida Air Academy. And he's a guy that is dangerous because of the fact that he spent so much attention on Downey and Frederick, and he just kind of drifts out there and hits big shots from the perimeter. So I think he's a guy you got to kind of look for and maybe try to slow him down a little bit. And then of course Downey and Frederick are 2 terrific guards, and their front court's playing better too with Holmes and Muldrow and Dominique Archie as well. So it's becoming a pretty balanced team, and certainly a team that's right there. You've got 4 teams right now with 2 losses. You've got Florida, you've got Tennessee, you've got Kentucky, and you've got South Carolina right there. It's going to be kind of a dogfight down to the finish in the SEC East.
Yeah, and all those head-to-head matchups are going to be huge, not only for the East, but for NCAA chances, as you said. And, if there's any doubt that South Carolina's for real, they go into Rupp and win on a Downey basket at the buzzer, or almost at the buzzer, and it's certainly a big win for them there. So, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Florida responds, how Florida plays. I mean, this is the stretch we've talked about all year, where it's going to get really, tense, and can they respond? Can they loosen up? Can they kind of go out there and have some fun and win some games.
You know, they had some success in South Carolina with the press a little bit, and I think that you'll see them do that again, and South Carolina will press them back. So I think it has a chance to be another kind of entertaining up and down kind of game where you get to score into the 70s or the 80s, and I think it'll be an interesting matchup, and certainly an important one for Florida. You know, also to prove the doubters wrong that hey, this isn't the same old Florida team as last year that's going to fold in February and March, because the schedule gets really tough. You still have to go to LSU, you still have to go to Rupp, you still have to go to Mississippi State. You know, if you have another loss and lose 2 in a row at this point in the season, then you start to wonder, what this team's character is made of.
Well, the bandwagon was getting pretty full after those 2 big wins. Some people breaking their ankles, jumping off of it now, but we'll see how they do. And when next time we come back, we'll be previewing Florida's game at Rupp Arena, one of the best places to watch basketball game there is, and talking a little bit about the Florida game against South Carolina. Until next time, Kevin Brockway, Pat Dooley saying so long from the Sunshine State.